Hey guys, this video today is for all of you that fly in the multiplayer servers. I'm gonna fly in the Growling Sidewinder server for this video, and what I wanted to show you guys is how to dominate a server while engaging BVR. BVR I think is the most effective for two reasons. One of them is you can engage for really long distances and you can like control your engagement, so you have the initiative, and the other one, you can shoot down in one flight, you can shoot down a whole enemy flight basically, like a bunch of planes at one engagement. So I think it's very like useful. It's also really helpful for your team because you can really push back the enemy. You can really see that. So this is what I'm going to demonstrate today in this video. I'm going to talk through this video. I hope you guys enjoy. Alright, so we're about to take off. This engagement is going to be only BVR, so I'm carrying 8 AMRAAMs, like all of my missiles are AMRAAMs, and 3 bags of fuel. Okay, so what I want you guys to pay attention to is my rate of climb and my speed. I'm always going to speed up. My objective is to be Mach 1 and above. The faster the better. And my objective altitude is 40,000 plus. So my game plan for today is to attack the enemies that take off from Tbilisi and in the area that in between. I'm taking off from Batumi. So everyone that is from Tbilisi and west, I'm going to try to engage. But I have specific targets in mind. I want to take out the flights that just took off from Tbilisi and have little to no situational awareness. They just took off, they're starting the navigation, they're starting rejoining on their formations, and I want to take all of them out while they have no situational awareness. While I'm in high altitude and high speed, and my missile will be more dangerous for them. They will be more maneuverable because they're more density in more denser air than I am, but their missiles will not be so effective. They're really going to have to close the range on me. So this is what I'm going to try to show today. I left this part of the climb all the way to the coastline, so you guys be able to see the climb that I make, how I'm maintaining speed and rate of climb. I don't know if it's the correct way. I just know it works for me in DCS. And when I finished this engagement, I came back with 5,000 pounds of fuel. So I think it was pretty good and pretty effective. And I got almost all the way to Tbilisi. So. So we just crossed back the coastline, so we're basically where we just took off on the same line as Batumi, and we're punching through 22,000 feet. So this is pretty good where I want to be. Now the ECM targets that you see here, our AWACS got shut down, so I couldn't ask for a declaration from the AWACS. But once you got those targets locked, make sure to ask for a declare from the AWACS to see if the target is hostile or friendly. They're going to be really helpful with planes that don't have a data link, and so you won't shoot your own team. So about those jamming targets that you can see on the radar, I need to maintain my mission in my mind, so I want to go all the way to Tbilisi, and I already have jamming targets on the radar. I'm not going to commit. In fact, I'm going to avoid them. I'm I'm gonna break a little bit more to the right to, you know, increase our distance. And you're gonna see me play with my radar, high scan, low scan, and see if I can burn through their jamming so I can identify them. But they're not my target. If I can avoid them, I will. And since I don't have AWACS, he got shut down, I can ask for a declare, so I'm gonna put even more effort to avoid them because until I'll get right on top of them, only then can burn through their radar, and that could be too late for me if it's an enemy target, or a total waste of fuel and time if it's a friendly. So every now and then I'm checking the EW page. It's the round circle to the right if an enemy radar came online. And if someone did came online, I need to check if the bearing, the heading of the target from me to the target, is correct with the radar, what the radar projects. And if I can't see it in radar, I'm going to play with the elevation of the radar to have a better scan, high and low, and that way I can make sure if I'm clear or not. But other than that, I would still keep my mission in mind, and I got a heading to go to, and you're gonna see me check the F10 map, just giving myself a heading, checking my position, avoiding SEM sites. So in this part of the video, this is a successful mission. Like, this is, you know, since the message of what I wanted to show you guys, successful BVR engagement. But after that engagement, I'm going to show you guys part of the video that I did, something that you're not supposed to do. It's got to do with target fixation, like when you try to gain an opportunity that is there, but you're not in a position to take that opportunity. And I'm going to explain about that later. So as you guys can see, I'm already in the desired altitude, but I'm still gonna maintain a slight climb to not drop my speed so much, but still gonna climb all the way so I can be like really high. I'm just punching through the 40,000 right now, all the way to 41,000, and I'm still gonna climb up. So I'm editing the video just so you guys won't be for the whole long flight, but this is me checking the F10 map. Basically, there's a place that I want to break into Tbilisi. I want to attack from the south west. So around this lake and marked LL over there, this is where I want to approximately where I want to break in. And there's a mission of a SAM site there that I want to avoid. So here's something interesting that happened. Online, the EW page, I got a 29, which tells me it's an Eastern jet. It's kind of in the same place where the jamming is. I can't tell exactly because, you know, it's jamming. So I visually look to the left just to see that he's not within visual range all of a sudden. But then he went down. He went offline from the EW page, which tells me one of three things. Either he got shut down, or he turned his radar off, or more likely he's flying really low altitude to avoid radar. So I'm gonna go with that assumption, and I'm gonna start my turn toward Tbilisi, and I'm gonna really pay attention to the radar right now, because someone can sneak right underneath me. So you will see me play with the radar a little bit more. Alright, so here I'm getting close to the SA-11 mission. It's somewhere next to the lake over there, so I'm going to pay attention to that. Mind you, we don't have AWACS. Since I logged into the server, he was shut down. So actually, I don't really bother with that. AWACS can be helpful, but sometimes it's really bothering for me. I'm pretty sure it happened to all of you guys. Like, you fly and all of a sudden AWACS calls you merge, or target that you have like 6 miles away. I don't know. I feel like the AI AWACS just putting information out there, like just throwing all the information out there, and it's not really directed to you to help you with your engagement or to choose your action. I don't know. This is just my feeling, but I really don't like the AI AWACS. Okay, so here I got really lucky. The Russian AWACS at Tbilisi got shut down. Now, in order to perform this mission, you don't need to shoot down the AWACS. You can perform it pretty well with an enemy AWACS against you, but I do have an advantage here. So they will not get reports of me coming toward them. The only one that will be able to see me on radar are the one that are gonna scan toward my altitude and toward my bearing. And also jammer on, so they will not get the initial data required to engage me. Here I see some smoke trails, which tells me this is the SA-11 site. This is the target that we saw on the map earlier. I'm gonna make sure in the F10 map in just a second, but this is basically my cue to turn into Tbilisi. Two reasons for that I choose this location. First of all, I got a big valley in front of me. After I'll turn, you'll be able to see it. That I want to scan into. Which make more sense for the radar beams to work, so I can scan like really low altitude and see all the targets that fly in really low. And I'm gonna avoid this SAM site. I'm gonna be already in kind of a notch position, and it will be easier for me to defeat, although they will not engage me at that altitude. Alright, so here you can see my Mach speed is pretty good, and it's going to increase from here on. I'm already at 1.16. Now, I carry 3 bags of fuel. Now, I bind the jettison button to my HOTAS, and I don't know if it works like that for everyone, but for me, the first press of a button gonna drop the tanks on the wings, and the second press of the button, like the second time you're gonna push it, it's gonna drop the centerline tank. So my first jettison obviously going to be the 2 tanks on the wings, and I might keep the centerline tank in case, just to have more fuel, but I don't know if I'm going to drop all of it at once. But once I'm going to drop those fuel tanks, you'll be able to see my Mach speeds go really high. Alright, here I got a first target. I'm gonna go to trackwell scan mode, and I'm gonna lock it, and already in launch parameters. So I'm gonna Fox 3 on that target, and sometimes when I want to go like ultra realistic, I will see how the target react on radar and see if I got a kill by the way that they react on radar. But for this video purposes, I'm gonna use the chat to see if I got a kill. So what happened here, wasn't the engagement that I was expecting. I was getting too high, and he popped up really close to me. So once I saw him on radar, he was already in launch parameters. My missile is going to be more dangerous because I'm higher than him, but he was at 33,000 feet, which make him dangerous as well. Now the way he's acting on radar tells me that he is hot for me, and he already launched. And so I'm keeping my nose out just a little bit to give him less of a missile notification on his EW system, but I should have go defensive earlier than that. I'm kind of stretching it here, as you can see. I already dropped my my fuel tanks on the wings, and here I'm trying to like offset just a little bit to maintain him in the gimbal limits, and I can see he's defensive pretty hard. And then I got the missile notification, so I'm braking really hard. Because his missile is dangerous. As you're gonna be, there you go, you saw it in the mirror, it just exploded behind me. Now this is pure luck. I was stretching it. In the second engagement that's gonna happen, you'll be able to see how to do it correctly. In the second that I saw that the missile explode behind me, I recommitted on the bandit, and I was ready to shoot him again. But as you can see, I already killed him. So splash one. So from here, I just continue to my initial mission, and yeah, I'm heading toward Tbilisi and looking for those low-level flights. I'm at a pretty high altitude right now without those fuels, 45,000. That's pretty good. I'm gonna level off right here, and I'm gonna scan to the best of my ability to find those targets. As you can see here, I'm really close to Tbilisi, so now I'm gonna scan and try to look for those low altitude targets. The first one that came up right here is going to track while scan is about 7,000 feet, and he's not seeing me. He's heading to a different direction. It would give me all the advantage that I need, right? Because I'm gonna launch way before he's gonna be in his launch parameters, so that will allow me to maintain my nose hot on him to stay committed, and he will have little to no notification from my missile. So there we go. Fox 3 in about a second here. Here I'm extending a little bit to the left, just to make it harder for his missile if he's gonna shoot. The missile is calculated on a collision course, right? He needs to lead me. So that's gonna give me more time for the missile to impact, for him to get a fire solution. By that time, I should be able to get a splash on him. Here I'm defending pretty hard because I saw on the EW page that I need to defend from a SAM missile. I think it was an SA-10 or something. So the missile notification is coming pretty early, and it's gonna be pretty easy to defeat, but I still need to defeat it. Nevertheless, I need to defend from it. Here I got a splash, as you can see in the chat over there. This is the first kill for that round. Here I defeated the missile, and I'm pretty fast. I think he will not be able to catch up, and he already passed me. So I'm climbing back to altitude and gonna recommit for in about a second and start to scan again for those low altitude targets. Here I got more contacts on radar. I'm gonna go to track while scan, and by my first assumption, by that location that I can see on my radar, I think it's the flight that I was looking for. The guys that are taking off from Tbilisi, and it's a flight of 3, maybe 4, can't tell. So I'm trying to lock all of them up, but they're pretty close together, so it's kind of hard. In the F16, you got a cool option that you can zoom in on the radar and lock each and every one of them individually, but in the F15 it's kind of hard. So you need to like know where to place this TDC cursor. So I'm kind of messing around with it a little bit until I get the perfect lock, but I want to lock on all three. They're pretty close by now, so I'm gonna launch pretty shortly right here. Here I got all 4 targets locked in track while scan. I'm gonna launch on all 4 of them, and then I'm gonna go defensive. Then we can read the chat and see if I got splash on all 4 of them, 3 of them, 2 of them, I don't know. As you can see, I'm gonna defend pretty hard. They're in pretty good range. The missile is gonna be pretty lethal. I launched it from what was it, 44,000 altitude, I think. Yeah, something like that. I was pretty fast, above Mach 1, which is good for the missile. You don't want to put that much strain on the missile to break the sound barrier. So okay, let's check the chat. Alright, here we go. Splash 1 F16, Splash 2 JF17, and Splash 3 another F16. Oh, there we go. Splash 4, another F16. Alright, 4 out of 4. That's not bad at all. That contrails here above, I thought it was a friendly at the beginning, but I wasn't sure, so I went to lock him up just to make sure if it's a friendly or foe. I don't have the means to engage him, only guns, but I locked him up pretty quick. I saw it was a friendly. Now my main objective is to go as fast as I can back home and to avoid all those SAM sites. But I'm going to choose the exact same route that I came from. First of all, he's going to lead me straight to Batumi, right? But I know it's a low density airspace. There's not a lot of airplanes flying around. Here, this is me landing. The next part of the engagement that I'm about to show you is how to not engage BVR, and I'll explain while walking through this video. Alright, so this engagement is exactly the same, almost the exact same location as well. Now I locked the first target, and I'm trying to lock that target, and he's got a jammer on. So I gave up on him, but I didn't pay attention. I noticed, but I didn't pay attention to the fact that he is committed on me. And when I was locking on him, he already had a radar lock notification, right? So, because you cannot track while scan a jamming target. So that's kind of dangerous, and he is already committed. Now I'm locking those targets, and all of a sudden there is more pop-up targets. And this is a sweet target. Like, I got a group, I got all the advantage that I need. Their heading is not directly toward me. I'm launching all of them, but I forgot all about that guy with what is committed on me that had the jammer on, and I left my flank open here, right? And I also extended a little bit to the right, which almost gave him my 6 o'clock, which is pretty dangerous. Now, because I'm in track while scan mode, it's a narrow scan, so I can't see that guy closing in. I'm right on the edge of the first target that I lock, if you can see. Right now, he should be out of the gimbal limits of my radar. I can't see him anymore. So, I got 2 splashes in this engagement, but he killed me. So, that is just not worth it. One other thing about this engagement, I was launching from 40 miles away, and I could get a kill at 40 miles away, but in order to do that, I wanted to maintain my nose hot and the target locked within the gimbal limits of the radar, so they will have a little to no notification from the missile that it's coming. I don't know exactly how much time they're going to have, but they have almost no reaction time. And while doing that, I extended a little bit to the right, as I mentioned earlier, and then I went back to point my nose to the target, and that is exactly what exposes me. So you can see one target here in the radar got hit. This is what a hit in the radar looks like. You just start spinning. All of a sudden got this missile notification. I'm defending violently, but it's already too late. I mean, he
Left
got
engine fire.
he got pretty close and hit me.
Right engine fire.
You can see here in the chat that I got 2
Radar
kills, but it's
failure.
just not worth it, man.
MLWS failure.
Alright, that's all I got for you guys. Sorry it wasn't a cinematic part in this video, but I just got a lot of questions about multiplayer for newcomers to DCS, so I just wanted to help. Hope that was helpful. I hope you guys enjoy, and I'll see you guys in the multiplayer servers. Have a good one.
כוח נגליים 5 מחבלים הרוגים.